G'day legends, I hope that you're having a fantastic day and so far a fantastic end to your week. I have to do my usual intro, otherwise I don't know where to go. Now, most of you will be aware that I've been dealing with a brain tumour for the last few years. I've gone through chemotherapy, I've gone through a minor surgery, and in the most recent scan, it has started to show some changes, not only in size, but on its overall bulkiness, and potentially, well, not potentially, it does show that there is an increase in its metabolic rate, so the rate that it can grow and survive also. The reason I say potentially in that is, well, that's not super clear purely off just images. It's far more accurate if they go in, cut you open, take a bit out, and actually do pathology on that piece of tumour, and this is what it is chemically. So I just had a meeting with my professor of neurosurgery. She's fantastic, and sort of delivered the news a bit more in length than just our phone call last week, as well as she had on Tuesday the multidisciplinary meeting with other medical professionals in the field around tumours. Now, my options have always been very limited. That is just a fact of life with things like this. It is bloody limited. I am lucky that I'm not one of these terrible type tumours that you get 4 to 6 weeks and you're fucked. That's luckily, thank God, I don't have that. Like I said, thank God I've got this many years post that initial diagnosis, and thank God I'm not in a country that's sending me to the front lines. Although I'd go and sign up anyway. But regardless, we have to do something now. It's got to the point where, look, it's not stable anymore. We have to do something. We need to do definitely more chemotherapy. Now, any of you who were following me, it's probably very few since 2018-19 when I went through chemotherapy, know that I had a very bad reaction to it. Ended up in hospital multiple times. So I'm really, really not keen on doing that again, but I know if that's what's going to keep me around longer to pester you guys, shit, that is what it's going to take. And surgery. I need to have a biopsy to tell what this actually is, what is changing. The problem is, in this is all having to happen very quickly. It's not next week, but the week after I have to get opened up and time off and this and that. And I don't work in a job where I have time off. Like I currently work 7 days a week, but that's my brain wanting to do that. But it's not like I have sick leave or carer's leave or this or that. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So that's a concern. And also this fear of missing out that I have as well. I was meant to be going to the US in 3 weeks, less than, to go and report on the biggest election, you know, in recent history at least. So it's sort of just putting the stops and putting the brakes on so much. I have this surgery, then legally I can't drive for a number of weeks or months after because of the risk of surgery, because of the risk, of seizure, because they've been poking around in my bloody soft tissue up there in the smoothness of the brain. There's risk of seizure for flights and this and that. So it's just thrown a spanner in the works and the recovery as well. So that's just a hard bit too. But anyway, yeah, that's what they need to do. They need to cut me open, take a piece out. This isn't a resection. That is still it is likely at some point I'll have a resection on this, but I'll have neurological deficit almost definitely in my right arm and right leg potentially as well. What doesn't fit with my area of work and or interests in life either. Not interested in playing fucking Call of Duty or something. Like, yeah. So that's that. And then I've got to go through 12 months of chemotherapy again, which I remember saying I'd never do it again. Maybe I'm just far enough past it, I've forgotten it. So that's where this is going. But I don't know really what else to share with you guys. I'm not upset per se at the fear of my own mortality or whatever. It's just more like the administrative burden of this too. It's like I'm fucking 28. I was diagnosed when I was 22. I should just be doing shit. I should just be doing this and that. But it's like, well, instead of going to the US and doing this and reporting on something I believe is really necessary and speaking my mind on topics that I believe are so important to the future of the Western world, I won't be. I'll be getting an operation and I'll feel like shit from that for a number of weeks. I know I've only had ever minor brain surgery, but you wake up like shit from it. Stitches in my head and whatever. So yeah, it's a selfish thing, I guess. I'm worried about money. You know, I've got bills to pay. I've got a mortgage to pay. But of course I took on well before any of this. So yeah, it is what it is. But I thought I'd just get in here, check in with you guys. I'll let you know what's going on. I will keep you guys updated as I can. But I have a lot of other stuff going on in my life. And I do apologise for that because it means you guys aren't going to get the news that you'd like. But maybe I'll get some more time to do some more reading, some more whatever. The girl that just walked past was another surgeon in the building of where I saw my professor. She would have to be like 25. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Gee, some of us do bloody well in this life. Yeah, you guys, I'm going to, I'm going to have to limit the amount of content that I can put out, but hopefully I will get more time because the biggest thing I'm struggling at the moment is with time. Now, I have this ever-present sort of time due to my tumour and the shortness of my life, but there's 50 books that I want to read and annotate and then write about all of those as well to learn about this because I'm sort of picking up some of this academic stuff a lot later in life rather than fucking around in high school, joining the army, and then never reading a book until I was bloody 27. So maybe I'll get some more time to do that and I can be more rounded. And when I do speak to you guys, that it is from a more knowledgeable place with far more experiences. But at the end of the day, I want to be a reporter on the ground. That's what I like doing. That might not be the most popular thing I do, but I like being there. I like being with people. I like exploring cultures. And I like that affirmation that most people in the world, 99% of people, regardless of their skin color or anything, regardless of anything, are good, solid people who will look after you if needed. But I might be more sitting around my office for a bit more. And I love actually doing that and checking in with you guys. And I love what you guys have given me. Never think I don't. But I want to take you guys on these adventures with me. Look, if you'd like to support me and everything going on, I guess there's links down below. But again, never feel obliged. I know everyone in the world is doing it hard right now, and I'm definitely not doing it the hardest by any bloody means. And if there's any topics you'd like me to speak on, whether it's life or death or illness or whatever, let me know. I know I normally talk about Ukraine, Russia, or Israel, Lebanon, or Gaza, but I want to make this a place where we can speak about things and talk about other things and discoveries I've made along the way, also internally as well as I've gone through things like this and other experiences of which are unique, I guess, in a way. So yeah, look, I have a operation in 2 weeks, under 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, it is under 2 weeks, and then results from that, then chemo, then whatever, and I don't know what the future holds. But I'll be doing as much as I can to check in with you guys and do everything as we can. So yeah, legends. There was probably a heap of stuff in this video I wanted to say that I missed, but please look after yourselves. You never know what's around the corner. As I said last time, we all know these days are coming. I knew this day was coming. We all know this is coming, but if you're not in it now, just continue to live your life knowing that's going to come. That doesn't mean to weigh on it and be sad because you know it's coming. No, it means enjoy it right now. When you get a cold, you start feeling your throat get sore and you go, oh, life was so good before I was unwell. How did I not appreciate my health then? And we do that when we get a cold or a flu. Well, you never know what's around the bend. So just appreciate it here and now. Time is limited, time is fleeting. And no one on their deathbed wishes, oh, I did more work or I did more this or that. It would be family time, people you love, and experience to share as well. And this is an outlet for my experiences and experiences as well. It's not just work. I don't see it like that at all. Shit, if I put the hours into McDonald's that I put into this, I'd make way more money. But legends, if you want to support me, there's links down below, as it is going to be it could be a rough 12 months, but we will sail the sinking ship with the hole in it until we sink, boys. Look after yourselves. Have a fantastic day, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you for everything, honestly. Okay, bye-bye. Hey legends, I just wanted to pull over because there's a few more things that I wanted to speak about. Now, you know that I read a lot, and I read from different ends of the spectrum, absolutely, completely, but one of my favourite authors is Christopher Hitchens, and it's not lost on me the similarities between what ended up killing himself and the illness that I am going through as well. I guess as a non-religious, potentially contrarian, sometimes controversial orator that is attacking my brain, that attacked his esophagus. Now, I don't want to even put myself in the same universe as him as an orator at all. But it's just remarkably similar as I'm reading through. I just read his book Mortality again 2 nights ago. Read it. It'll take you only a couple of hours. It's brilliant. But it's just the similarities never lost on me. But as well, another concern, I forgot about this in what I was saying before, was chemo brain, chemo fog. Anyone who knows anyone who's gone through chemotherapy, which sadly is basically everyone, you get something that people often refer to as chemo brain. You just lose track of everything. And I know for a good 18 months after finishing chemo, I still had that. I still remember when Lily, years after chemo, said to me, "You've really improved this last month. I've actually noticed it in your brain has got significantly better than it has been for the past couple of years." And that shocked me, but I felt that too. And there was such a shift from starting chemo to a couple of years after, and that concerns the shit out of me because, well, this is what I do for a job. We will battle on. We will battle on.